is Noreen from Joy of Cards, and welcome to my video. Today I am doing some different techniques with the Abundant Beauty. Now, I don't case any of my cards, but I did take a smidge little look at what everybody's doing, and I wanted to do the opposite. I wanted to show you something maybe a little unique. Now, the Abundant Beauty masks are from the new mini catalog. Now, I can't show you the inside yet because it's not September, so I can't do that. But I do want to show you how I did this. Now, before we start, please like and subscribe. I'm getting a little lost in the algorithm, so it would help me a lot. So anyway, let's start. So I've got 3 cards here, and actually the card I was going to do the video on was this one. It turned out really cool. I was very proud of myself, and I finished this like 2 days ago. I'm like, whoa, Noreen, you are brilliant. You got this done. You don't have to spend your weekend making a video. And then I realized, once I was patting myself on the back, that I had used pastels. And these are retired. You can't get them. And it's like, no! So I was dumb, but I used pastels. And a couple of things that helped me out with my Stampin' Up! Pastels were these little paper, little things that kind of helped me with doing the technique. I do have some pastel videos on my joyofcards.com site, and you can look at it. And I don't think I'm going to put these in my retired shop. So I have a shop, joyofcards.com/shop, but I don't want to put them up because I maybe think that they might bring them back. So I'm really leery lately. Also, pastels have a tendency to rub off. So you do need to get some workable fixative, I guess it's called. And after you're done, you go out, take it to your driveway or the street or something, shake it up really, really good, spray it from about 6 inches away, and it should keep the color. And this has been, as you know, like 3 or 4 days old, and it hasn't come off yet on the catastrophe that's called my workspace. So, and what's really nice is I also use these adhesive back solid gems, and these yellows just really made it kind of pop. And this is on pumpkin pie with daffodil, and I put black, and I'll show you how to do this at the end of the video. But anyway, can't show you that because you can't get it. So what's the point? So let me show you number 2. Now, these 2 cards, I'm going to show you how to make this one technically, and then we're going to turn it into this one, and we'll finish this this card this way. So this card, I have this on basic black inside. I've got the DS paper is fresh as a daisy. I thought that green was really cool. I'm going to show you how to do that inside. And then, of course, I use Scallop Contours, which, I mean, use them while you can, because I bet you in the next catalog they're going to be gone. But these things are so pretty, and I thought that they would work well with flowers, so I always kind of use them with flowers. But I'm going to show you this one. I did use these are the 20, 22, 24 in color pearls. I used the green ones here because they really pop out on this black. So it's black, and of course we're using white. And guess what? We're using white on this one too. That's how I colored this. This is a technique, but this is technique on steroids. So, and on this one, I've got pumpkin pie, daffodil, and black, and then black, daffodil, and there's those scallop contours again. We're going to be doing this one. And then the pearls that I used are like the other card, the adhesive back solid gems. So that yellow is really nice. And so let's go ahead. We're going to start making this one and turn it into this one. Let's get the base out of the way. This is pumpkin pie, 5.5 by 4 1/4, daffodil, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Because I always like a border on my stuff. It just makes it, to me, it looks better. And then I've got basic black, 4 by 5 1/4, and daffodil, 3.75 by 5. Now, if you're interested, I've got a layering chart, and this is not only a layering chart, it's a postal chart. Gives you all the sizes of the cards that are normal, like note card, A2, A6, A7, A9, the 4 different slim lines and the square, all the shadows, all the card size, all the scores, and I'm giving you information on the post office because you have to have a master's degree in ideology to understand, if that's a word. Anyway, so that's what we're doing with the base. All right, we're going to grab some basic black. It's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And if you look at my glass, and my glass is great for doing this because I don't have to worry about having any scrap paper or getting my glass dirty because it's glass, it cleans, so it's perfect. I do have a link in my description there for this glass. It's amazing. It's also a light board, and it also has a cutting mat that goes on top, so it's pretty awesome. So the important thing with these masks is to set up your workspace. Now what I did is I took 2 pieces of tape, and another thing great about the glass is I've got all these score lines, so I know where everything is. So I took my delicate frog tape. I'm telling you, best thing on the planet, because I can get this anywhere, especially on the link in my video. Anyway, so you can get this at any hardware store. It's delicate, so it's not going to peel your paper off. It comes like, I've never gone through one of them. Actually, I did, but painting my house doesn't count. So take 2 pieces and make sure that they are square on whatever surface you have. And then you're going to take your piece of black, and I'm going to put it in that square that we just made. And then I'm going to take another couple of pieces of my delicate frog tape, and I'm going to strategically put them where, you know, the flowers aren't. So I'm going to just put pieces right here. This is how I'm setting it up. I'm sure other people have other ways, but that's how I'm doing it. Now, if you notice, I have marked here because I've made this card like too many times because I went through all kinds of phases of, because I'm trying to think of things that are different. I tried this way, and ooh, that just didn't work. And I've got another one that actually did work. This did work. I did it a different way from this one, but this one looks way better getting the same result. So that one was out. So I've made this like a billion times. So anyway, so I am technically an expert. Okay, so if you notice your masks all have a notch here and a number. And for the sunflower, there are 4 numbers. This is number 1. And make sure you can see the number. If you have it going the other way, first of all, the notch is on the upper left. If you have it the other way and it's not in the upper left, you've got the back. And you don't want to be blending on the back. You want, because it's a different, you know, it's smoother on the front. So since I've made this a million times, I've already have my notch. But when you set this up, line it up to your paper. And not only take a pen and put that notch in, but also make sure that you're level to the right side of the piece, because that will help you just really get it perfect. And then you're going to take some tape and just put it down, just like that. So we're going to be using our Whisper White ink pad, and you'll find this in the annual catalog. It's not in a normal spot. Let me show you where it's at. So it's on page 137 in the annual catalog, and it's number 4 here, white pad, and then the white refill. The white pad does come with the ink, and then the white refill, you could just order the white refill separate. I use a white refill to actually paint with Stampin' Up ink, so I got a video out there on my joyofcards.com site somewhere, but that's where you find the white ink. So if you haven't used your white ink in a while, you might want to re-ink your pad. This is a pigmented ink. It is different from all the other inks except for Memento. It is not water-based. It is definitely here to stay, and it goes on kind of wet. In fact, if you put more than just a blend on, it'll stay wet for a while. So go ahead and re-ink your white pad. Now grab a blending brush. Now I'm taking a blending brush that I use some Memento with, so it's permanently staying because it's pigment. So I'm using a brush that isn't as pristine as my other ones. So I'm going to take my blending brush, put it in that white ink. It's all secured down, and I'm just going to, without stamping out, because you don't have to stamp off here, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my daisy. And this actually works pretty well. It's pretty fast. So I'm going to put a good layer of it on here. Real good. And then once you're done with the mass with the white pigment on it, even though these are plastic and all, you definitely want to clean them off right away. So let's go ahead and finish up mask number 1. Here's mask number 2, and I'm going to be lining it up with that notch right here that we put in pen on the tape. And I'm lining it up not only there, but on the upper right as well. So I get the correct angle. And I'm taping this down. And make sure, like right here, I've got my tape in the way. So make sure you don't have any tape in the way of your leaves. I'm going to just move that real quick and line this puppy up. Then again with our white, and I am going to go ahead and blend this in. And you notice that my leaves are going off the side of my paper because this is an A2 card, but I have glass here. So I don't have to worry about getting anything on my glass because it's just going to wipe off. So I don't have to put any paper underneath or anything. This is an awesome glass. And my glass, this glass has got to be 10 years old. So it's lasted a long time. So I just did that layer and look how cool that looks. Here's layer number 3. I'm lining it up on the tab, lining it up with the upper right-hand corner of the black paper and taping it down. And I'm doing it again. I'm just going over the holes here and making sure I'm getting a nice, solid, white, good layer down, just like that. And let's take the mask off. Ooh, cool. Here's mask number 4. I'm lining up the notch, lining the upper right-hand corner of the black paper and taping it down, getting my blending brush and going over. Now, after I do this, I am going to the sink and I am going to wash my mask. This is white pigment ink, and you want to definitely get it off of anything, including this brush, as soon as you can. So, I'm going to pull this up. Ooh, looks good. And I'm going to take all the tape off. As you're doing these layers, don't put these masks on top of each other because you don't want to put this on, have something on top of it because that'll come off like really easy. So I'm going to go to the sink and wash these off and rinse out my blending brush. So at this point, you could take this piece and put it on this base. Like I said, it's black. And the DS paper is fresh as a daisy, and I put that inside with white, and we're going to do this soon as well. So this would be this card at this point. And of course, the embellishments are the 22 to 24 in color pearls with that green. It's really kind of cute. But we're going to take it another step further. This is technique number 2. So you've cleaned off your mask. Now make sure that they don't have water on them. Make sure, you know, I rub them on my clothes. So you take this mask, and we're going to line it up with that notch and the upper right-hand corner of the black paper again. And we are going to grab some pumpkin pie. I reused my tape because I can reuse this stuff like a million times. That's another good thing. And we're going to grab pumpkin pie. And guess what? We're not going to tap off. Why? We don't need to. We want the color. So I've got my mask on. I've got my pumpkin pie. And we are just going to go over it. Now, like I said, I did that other technique where I took blending pens and I did coloring over it, but it doesn't come out really smooth. But the blending brush is just so much better. So you don't have to go through the pains of figuring out which one's better because I've already done that, unfortunately. So I'm just going over my flower again, and I'm trying to get it as dark as possible here. And it's okay if you leave a little bit of white, like you're not 100% on that flower, because I think it kind of looks neat. So let me just finish up, and then let's do the reveal here. We'll pull up the tape. Look at that, woohoo! Here is mask number 2, which has the leaves on it. I'm lining it up on the notch and the upper right-hand corner of the black. I am going on to my glass, but I don't care because I can just wipe it off. So I don't need any paper or anything like that. I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green and a different brush and go over the green. Now, how I clean my brushes is I run them underwater like this. I don't pull them up here. I don't want the ink to go further into the brush. And I have one of those little scrubbing mats, and I wash it and I put it on a towel that I don't care about. And then I wash it a million times more. So I like mine white. I know you don't have to clean them, but I do, and I like mine white. So that's how I do that. So let's do the reveal here. Boop, boop, boop. Look at that. Here's mask number 3. I'm lining it up with the notch, upper right hand corner of the basic black, and taping it down. And this is pecan pie with a different brush, of course. And we are going to do pecan pie here. And I'm getting it on rather thick, and it's really quick. So let's see the reveal. Boop, boop. Here's mask number 4, doing the same thing. Notch, upper right hand corner of the black, taping it down, grabbing pecan pie again. And we're going to put another layer. Now these colors will change as they get absorbed in the paper. So what it looks like now and what it looks like later are going to be a little different. So, and let's do the reveal. Boop, boop. Now go take all your masks and wash them off. And might as well take your blending brushes too, because you don't want these to sit around too long. So I've washed off all my masks. I'm going to go ahead and put them in my little folder here because they fit really nice in that 6x6 folder. There's a link to get these folders on my in the description of the video. The rest of this is easy peasy because all you have to do is take this off and just snail it on. I put way too much sail. That's okay. And put it onto your card. Now, I did something kind of stupid and then I pushed this over my glass. So make sure you, if you have a glass, to just wipe it off. See, that's how easy this is to clean, just like that. I'm going to bling this up real quick, and then we're going to do that little stencil on the inside. So I've got my adhesive-backed solid gems here. And I'm going to, the yellow on this is really nice. Oh, you know what? We didn't even put the sentiment on. Get your white ink back out. And I picked a happy birthday. And I always do like very generic ones here because you never know. And I'm using translucent florals. This is a new one from the mini catalog. And I'm using white again. And I'm just going to stamp happy birthday right here in the upper right, and just like that, and it really pops out. So now we can bling it up with these yellows because we got more of that white on there, and it really turns out nice on the front. So let's do the inside piece with stenciling. So I'm going to grab that main flower mask, and I'm just going to hold it over here. I'm not going to worry about taping it down, but I'm going to take 2 pieces of scratch paper and cover up the other flowers, and then just kind of rearrange this and just hold it down because you're not going to be doing this very long, and stencil over the flower. Hold down that masked piece that's cut. This is Scallop Contours basically, and we're just going to go over here. I love Scallop Contours, and I just know they're going to get rid of it in the next catalog. And there we go, and it looks really cool. And that's what it looks like inside the card. So there we go. Please like and subscribe. And that'll do it for me. Thank you. Bye.